Good morning, mathematicians. This is a very exciting math day because we get to talk about your favorite foods and some of Mr. Mack's favorite foods. Unfortunately, tater tots aren't in here. You know that Mr. Mack loves tater tots. But let's talk about some cafeteria foods that you and I haven't eaten in a while, but maybe someday soon we'll be able to get back and eat some cafeteria foods, some fifth grade and fourth grade favorites. So this is page 25 in our Home Connections book. It's our Thursday activity, and let's get started. So number one says the cafeteria at King Elementary asked the students to vote on their favorite main dishes. The circle graphs below show the results. Use the information to answer the questions below. We have our fourth grade favorites and our fifth grade favorites, and we have our circle graphs in both. Then we have our key over here. So what you'll notice is we have the different types of foods: cheese pizza, turkey burgers, chicken nuggets, and super salad. And the cheese and turkey are the ones that are going to be the hardest to distinguish. But if you look closely, you'll notice that the cheese pizzas are kind of a darker gray. So the fourth grade favorites, cheese pizzas, half of them like cheese pizza. And then the turkey burgers is the lighter gray, which is a fourth of the fourth graders like the turkey burgers. And then in the fifth grade, cheese pizza is a third, turkey is a third as well. So you can kind of tell the differences there. And then 1/8 of the fourth graders like chicken nuggets, and 1/8 of the fourth graders like the super salad, which is the blacked out one. And then 1/6 of the fifth graders like chicken nuggets, 1/6 of the fifth graders like super salad. Which one is your favorite? Maybe we should take a poll on that and do um, a fifth grade poll and see what our favorites are. So, first thing I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and cut each of these circle graphs into common denominators. Whenever we see a circle graph that looks like this and we notice that the denominators are similar, or we can put the factors can fit into the bigger denominator, we want to we want to go ahead and cut the circle graph right away into a common denominator graph. Because I notice I have eighths, fourths, and halves in my fourth grade. So I'm going to look for the smallest fraction that I have, which are the eighths. Even though it's the biggest number on the bottom, it's actually the smallest fraction. You can tell because look how small these little pieces are in our circle graph. So I want to cut my circle graph into eighths. So the way we do that is, you can kind of see my line already, maybe, but I want to cut my fourth in half. Now that fourth stays a fourth, but it becomes 2/8, right? Because I have an eighth here and an eighth here. So now that matches my eighths here. So 1/4 changes to 2/8, which is the equivalency of 1/4. And then I also want to cut my half in 2/8 as well. So the way I want to do that is just go right across, cut it into fourths first: 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. And then I want to cut my fourths in half. So I'm going to follow my line right up. So this line is going to go up. And I'm going to follow this line and cut this fourth into half as well. So now 1/2, it's still the same amount of kids. Still half of the kids love cheese pizza, but instead of saying half, we can say 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, and 4/8. Okay. So now we have 4/8 instead of saying 1/8 or 1/2. But now you notice that my circle graph is in a common denominator of eighths, which will make it easier later on. Okay. Let's do the same thing with our fifth grade favorites. So I notice that I have sixths and thirds, and I notice that sixths is the smallest fraction, the smallest piece of the circle graph. So I want to cut my fifth grade favorites into sixths. So the way we do that is we're going to cut our thirds in half. Half of a third is a sixth. So I'm just going to follow my line going up from the up to the down and just cut this third straight in half. So now 1/3 here turns into 2/6. So I have 1/6 and 2/6. I'm going to do the same thing with this third up here: 1/6 and 2/6. Okay. So now that we've cut our circle graphs into our common denominators, now we can start answering the questions. And I think it'll be a lot easier for us to do it this way too. So I'm going to move my book down a little. So 1A says, what fraction of the fourth graders did not vote for super salad? Show your work. Okay, so did not. That's the important distinguishing question here, Mark. So I'm looking at fourth graders. There's a lot to kind of take in here, and kids rush through these and they don't think about what the question is actually asking. So you have to really slow down and take your time. Fourth graders did not vote for super salad. So I have fourth grade. I see a super salad, but I also see that the fourth graders did not. And it also says what fraction. Okay. So super salad is black. The fraction of fourth graders who liked super salad was 1/8 of the total. And I'm so glad we cut our circle graph into eighths because this will make it so much easier. So 1/8 of the fourth graders like super salad, but that's not the question. It says which fraction did not vote for super salad. So the rest of these kids did not vote for super salad. So we could just count how many, or we could do an expression that would look like this. So 8/8 is all of my fourth graders. So that's the fraction of the whole class. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I want to ask how many did not vote, I want to take away the super salad kids from the whole class, which is 8/8. And then we just subtract across. So 8 minus 1 is 7. The denominator stays the same. So 7/8 of the fourth graders did not vote for super salad. And you could also just count the rest of your pieces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So 7/8. B, what fraction of the fifth grade, again, we're talking about fractions, now we're talking about fifth grade, voted for turkey burgers or chicken burgers? So what that or means is we're going to add them together. Turkey burgers and chicken burgers. So turkey burgers is this light gray. Let's see. Or sorry, not burgers, chicken nuggets. So turkey burgers is this lighter gray, and chicken nuggets is the white one. Okay. So glad we cut our common denominators again, because I could say 1/3 plus 1/6. So we could say that, and then I would have to change my denominators, right? 1/3 plus 1/6. But I already cut my denominators here, so I'm going to say 1/6, 2/6 plus a sixth. So I'm going to say 2/6 for the turkey burgers, 1 and 2, plus 1/6 for the chicken nuggets. So 2/6 plus 1/6. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3/6 of the total. So fifth graders who voted for turkey burgers or chicken nuggets was 3/6. I think you guys know that 3/6 can also be simplified to 1/2, huh? So half of fifth grade voted for turkey burgers or chicken nuggets. That's probably pretty similar. Okay, so here's a fun problem. The last two are fun, I think, but I'm a nerd. What do I know? Oh, fun fact before we move on to C. Did you know that the largest recorded chicken nugget weighed 51.1 pounds? The largest recorded chicken nugget weighed 51.1 pounds. Wow. That is huge. That's probably weighs more than some of you. Okay. C. 192 fourth graders voted. How many of them voted for turkey burgers? Show your work. So, turkey burgers, how can we tell? So, we have 192 kids, and we want to know how many of them voted for turkey burgers. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can figure this out. So, we're looking at fourth graders, and I'm looking at turkey burgers. So, that's this light gray pie here, piece right here. So, it's a fourth of the fourth graders. A fourth of the fourth graders. Did you hear what Mr. Mack just did there? I said a fourth of. And remember what we talked about before. If we say of in fractions, that usually 95% of the time means multiplying, especially when we're doing fraction by a fraction or fraction by a whole number. So if I have 192 kids, I'm going to move back up. and a fourth of them like turkey burgers. The way we want to write this is a fourth of 192. So a fourth of the kids voted for turkey burgers. And we remember that that also means a fourth times 192. And so now we're just going to try to split 192 into four equal pieces. And we're going to take one of those as our answer. So if you remember, when you're dealing with a fraction by a whole number, you can also divide the whole number by the denominator. 192 divided by 4. 192 divided by 4. Um, so let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to do this one with our hangman strategy, which is kind of like our standard algorithm strategy. So I'm going to guess how many times 4 will go into 192, first of all. So if I say 10, that's 40. 20, that's 80. I think I can double 80 to get to 160. So I'm going to say 40 right away. Just trying to get through this the most efficient way. So I know that 4 times 40 is 160. Now I'm going to subtract 160 from 192 to get to dwindle my number down. So 2 minus 0 is 2. 9 minus 6 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. So now I'm left with 32. Okay? So how many times can 4 go into 32, or 32 divided by 4? Well, I know that 32 divided by 4 is 8. And then 8 times 4 is 32, none left over. And then now I have my total over here. I'm going to add those together, put a little plus sign there. 40 plus 8 is 48. So 48 fourth graders voted for, I'm just going to put turkey. Is that okay? Sorry, my handwriting, but that says turkey. Mr. Max, oh my gosh, Mr. Mac is becoming a doctor with my handwriting. So a fourth of 42 is 48, or a fourth times 42 is 48. So 48 fourth graders liked turkey burgers. Now, if I added 48 plus 48 plus 48 plus 48, or 48 times 4, I should get to 192. I'm going to check my work. So 48 times 4, remember, because it's a fourth. So I'm going to multiply all four pieces, and hopefully I get back to 192. Let's check. 8 times 4 is 32. Carry my 3. Remember that over here. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 192. Check my work. Okay, D. 174 fifth graders voted. How many of them voted for chicken nuggets? Ooh, there's that chicken nuggets. 51.1 pounds. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go check what percentage, what fraction of the kids like chicken nuggets. So chicken nuggets is white. We're at a sixth. Okay, so remember we're going to say here, we're going to write, let's get up a little bit, a sixth of 174. Okay, or a sixth times 174. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to divide 174 divided by 6. We're going to split this into 6 equal parts. I think I'm going to do the same thing as I did last time. Hangman. Remember, you could also do ratio table, or you could just split it up as you go. So 174, I'm at 6. So if I did 6 times 10, that's 60. If I double that, I have 120. If I triple that, I'm at 180. So that's too much. So I'm going to go double. So I'm going to go, so 6 times 10 is 60. If I do 2 of those, that's 120. So that's 6 times 20 is 120. And I'm just doing that because of space here, really. I could have done 10 and 10, which I usually like to do. Now I'm going to take away, dwindle my number down. 174 minus 120. 4 minus 0 is 4. 7 minus 2 is 5. So I'm left with 54. So 54 divided by 6. I know that. 54 divided by 6. I know Mr. Mac knows that's 9. 9 times 6 is 54. Take away, I'm left with nothing. So when I combine these two numbers here, I get 29. So 174 divided by 6 is 29. Or the other way we can say that is a sixth of 174 is 9. A sixth times 174 is also 9. How can I check my work? Well, I can take my sixth of the kids, which is 29, and I can multiply it by my 6. So let's do that. 29 times 6. 9 times 6 is 54. Carry my 5. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 5 is 17 for 174. Check. I'll put a check there too. Checked my work. 174. So a sixth of 174 is not 9. Nope. Glad you caught that. Thank you for catching that. Is 29. So 29 fifth graders voted for, I'm going to put chickie in. Chicks. No, chick. Okay, for chicken nuggets. Okay. So hopefully that helps. And if Mr. Mack asks you what the record for the chicken nugget is, what are you going to say? 51.1 pounds. I cannot believe that. That would be amazing. Okay. Let me stop this.